So hey everybody, it's 54 New Star, and we're going to do some reviewing on graphics cards. Now I have 4 different graphics cards, some with boxes, some without, and I don't have the actual card for the GTX 750. That's actually in a computer right now, so I can't get that out right now. And then the 610, this is not the 610, this is the, I believe, it's gonna be, I'm looking through a camera right now, so one moment. It's the 6200 GTX GeForce 6200 DDR2 256 megabyte. This was on a Pentium computer, HP Pentium. You know, the onboard graphics card was like really bad, so we got this, and I was able to play Halo 1 totally maxed out. It's got a VGA video port. And then DVI. So yeah, that was really good. We used DVI for the last 2 years of that computer. Dang, it was really good. Don't worry. this graphics card actually survived a lot. But moving from this, which is kind of like standard, not really entry level. It's kind of like for what 2000, 2001, 2003. It was like okay-ish. It was your entry. Bumping up to a GeForce GT 610, whole lot better. You started getting into the introduction of CUDA cores, physics, and 2GB DDR3 memory. Zoom in a bit, if I can. Come on. There we go. It's kind of slow. But as you can see, we DirectX 11 and physics, so that's always really good. And yeah, there we go. And what does it say? It says we need 300. There we go. 300 watt power supply or greater. PCI 2 works on Windows 8, 7, and Vista and XP. So it's not a bad card. Then there we go. We've got a mini HDMI, which I haven't actually done yet. I'm running off of DVI or something like that. Not the VGA one. The VGA was good back then, but not anymore. Blu-ray 3D, blah blah blah, physics, CUDA. So if you, this is kind of like, and this is on my work computer. Let's zoom out. So this is on my work computer, and I just edit videos, do tutorials, you know, stuff that requires me to have more than the onboard graphics card, but nothing hugely, you know, needing of power. So this is an A-OK graphics card. You know, it's mainly because it's got 2 gig, and you know, it's your entry level card that's A-OK-ish. Now we're gonna move on from that to actually something that's more in the market of a gaming card. Don't get me wrong, your 610, you know, you're gonna be able to play Halo, Halo 2, you know, a whole bunch of good games really maxed out, just not everything totally epically awesome. Moving on to the 750, we're gonna actually be able to put stuff to hide. This card allows me, and this is the 2GB DDR5 super clocked GeForce GTX 750 Ti, G-Sync, right there, G-Sync, ready. So you're going to be really able to, like really demanding games, maxed out on medium. Other games, like I played Aliens maxed out, except for motion blur. That's just because I don't like motion blur. I played Wolfenstein on this card. I've played Watch Dogs on this card. I've really done a lot on this card. I really like it. This is actually, if you had an argument between yourself between like 610 or the 680 or whatever and the 750, I'd actually go with the 750 because it really is gonna do a whole lot. So what are the requirements for this card? You will need 400 watt power supply. This does work on 8, 7, XP, and all of those other good operating systems. Express 3, though this also works on PCI Express 2. So it's you know, it's a cross card type thing. And we get a black box, which makes it harder to read. There we go. We may be able to read. There we go. Boost 2.0. A DisplayPort 1.2. HDMI. You know, physics, whatever, a whole bunch of good stuff. So I really like this card. It's currently in my brother's computer. He got an i5 and he couldn't fit this monstrosity in, which is currently what I use. This is really good for, you want to spend some money, but you don't want to spend a lot of money to get this bad boy. Find a good deal, get this one, you're going to be good. If you don't want to spend this, get this. It's not going to be the same, but you're going to do some stuff, okay? But I actually get this, or as near as you can. Alright, so we're actually going to move now to the big boy. So this card is just, I'd say it's a couple months old when I got it. I really like the dual fan setup. GeForce GTX 760. Let's move the card out of the way. It's 4 gigs, which is a really huge bump up. 3-way SLI, it's super clocked. ACX cooling, GPU boost 2.0. Requires 500 watt power supply. 8.7 Vista XP. It works on PCI 2 and 3, which is really nice. Again, press, you know, express cards. Now let's see what they want on features. Let's see what they got on features actually. Come on, can we play around there? There we go. Surround sound, DisplayPort 1.2. Adaptive vertical sync, really nice. 2 DVI connections, physics, YouTube boost. No, all that really awesome stuff. Now let's look at the card real quick, because as you can see, there we go. That's a 760, and that's a GT. That's a 6200. Now the 610 is a little bit shorter, but a little bit thicker. And it has a fan on it. This one doesn't have a fan on it. Now my the 750, a little bit, just a smidge bigger. Has a fan and it has this kind of protective. You can pull those off. Cool. They usually leave them on, but okay. It has one fan, one big really fan, kind of like this. But it's really nice. This, we're gonna move that aside because this bad boy has a HDMI viewport, so you can move it across different places. And then you have your HDMI standard. You have 2 DVIs. One is like to a external monitor, the other one's to your main monitor. So I really like that. It's a huge freaking hefty card. You've got your cooling, and I need to flip it around right there. All that copper pipe. And then what we also do, because I have to flip it up again on the other side, is we have our extra power supply there, and then some more cooling stuff. So this card's awesome, but you need a really good power supply and a good motherboard to run it. If you don't want to get this card, like it's like you want it, but you're drilling, you don't want it, you know, mess up your system and all that stuff, which it won't, but you kind of need a good computer to run it. Then you get this 750 Ti. It's good. You're gonna probably find it on a deal. You won't have any issues with it. I haven't had issues with any of these cards. I've run them on Linux, I've run them on XP, I've run them on 7, I've run them on 8, and I really hate Windows 8, by the way. GeForce 750, really good medium range card, but it's going to give you what you want. It's not an 880, you know, it's not one of those high-end Titan cards or whatever, but you can play maxed out settings, or play around the settings, so you may have texture resolution as high, but your models may not be as clean or as smooth. So play around with settings. I really love this card. It does work. I can play Alien Isolation, and I can play Shadows of Mordor totally maxed out on this card. Was having issues actually on this card. I can't play it on this card. It just has an issue, and I'm talking about the 610. I can't play it on that. Just minimized almost everything to get an okay-ish frame rate without recording. Really good recording. Helps. Actually, it just cuts in half my rendering speed and improves the quality. This thing just epically awesome. So I have to put this back into the computer. So yeah, guys, send me your questions and I will answer them. So until next time, these are my cards, this is what I use, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.